what's up? We have lots of news, leaks and spicy stuff today. Completely surprising, because usually it doesn't happen on Monday, but on Tuesday. But I'm very happy to get anything interesting in the context of Enlisted, since there wasn't anything since forever. Yeah. And finally, with over 1.5 months delay, we got a concept for the map picking. Now, this will be one of the topics today. The other topics are going to be the so-called desertion penalties and also the leaked new premium squads and leaked new map. Yes, finally, after more than 6 months, the game is going to add a new map to the game. So, first, I already made a community post about the new situation, since, yeah, like there wasn't too much interesting, and most importantly, the lasers, the helpers seemed quite lazy because they barely answered questions really quickly in time. Like people spammed the same question, like multiple people saying the same question over and over and over again, and there were no answers by the helpers. I mean, why make a post like this if you don't sit for like at least 1 hour and answer all the questions? But okay, so first, to quickly sum up, what is the new update? Well, there's going to be a big new update. The last big update was the jet power update, though it barely qualified as a big update, because big updates always come with a new map, with new premium squads and event squads 1 or 2 weeks later, and new game mechanics. For example, we received jets as a new game mechanic last time, and new premium squads, though no event squads and no maps, so the jet update wasn't really a big update, it was a lazy half-assed update. But in December we received the new Myanzara map, which is one of the best in the game. Very greatly, perfectly, nicely designed map. I absolutely love it. I even couldn't believe how good it is. I thought, okay, this can't be true. Literally, this map is so perfect. It really is. So very good work for that. And we also received lots of new squads and other stuff, and everything was fine. But people are absolutely blue-balled for new good content. And the upcoming update will be finally a strong, real update. Now, regarding the map picking, here's what it looks like. You will be able, well, you have to zoom in possibly. You will be able to, for each front, click on preferred maps and on not preferred maps. So it seems like, for example, the Western Front, all of the Western maps, you will be able to vote 9 times, up to 9 times, which maps you really want to see, and then up to 6 times which maps you don't want to see. And then for different campaigns, or different fronts as it's called now, you get different numbers. So yeah, people said this is how it is in War Thunder or similar to that. Yeah, the question is obviously, are these numbers big enough? Is it enough to just exclude 9 maps and downvote 6 maps? Here's the thing. I am the biggest criticizer of Gaijin, the way how it mishandled the map picking situation, and I'm possibly the only person who kept reminding the player base every damn week that there's still no map picking. So I'm very critical of it, and I've seen people actually being overcritical of this system because they said, oh, this doesn't work because I can't completely remove maps. Well, here's the thing. First of all, the player base is very small, especially during summer when the player base usually drops. The player base 6 months ago during winter was much bigger. This is a natural fluctuation cycle with every game. And also the Enlisted player base needs to grow. It cannot, especially regarding queuing times, have too hard game queuing algorithms. Because if people could say, okay, I will never want to play these 6 maps, it actually could become a situation where the waiting times for queues could be 2-3 minutes. I don't think it would be that bad, but still. So this is the main reason why Gaijin doesn't want to give hard blocks on maps. But here's the good part. 9 plus votes and 6 minus votes on all Western campaign maps. I think this is definitely enough. Because, well, obviously we need evidence, we need some data, but with such a high number, and let's put it this way, I have all the maps of Enlisted in my head now after releasing the map video yesterday. All the information is perfectly salient right now in my head, and I can tell you, I think these numbers are enough. I don't agree with the Eastern campaign numbers being 1/3 smaller than the Western campaign numbers. Now this doesn't make much sense. And also the Eastern Front being only twice as much as the Pacific, which also is not proportional, but yeah. I guess they counted Tunisia into Western Front and all the, maybe, yeah, okay, that's the only way to count it. Yeah, but still, they could have been a bit more generous. Also, why not make it around 10? Okay, but yeah, but still, this is, I think it's better than people think. Because you get the advantage of making, of soft blocking maps. So soft blocking would mean you only get them if there's no other map to give you. And the algorithms would basically search for, at first try to put you into games with the maps you want to see. And if that doesn't work, they will see, alright, are we going to put, okay, you're going to be put into any other map. And the algorithms at the same time will try to avoid the maps you don't want. And this overall, I think it could have an 80 to 90% hit rate, even more, of successfully avoiding the bad maps and successfully giving you good maps. So this system overall looks quite good. Yeah, the numbers could be more generous, but even these numbers are quite fine. So yeah, I'm actually thinking Gaijin for once didn't fuck something up. But we're gonna see once it comes out, which is gonna happen in anything between 2 to 6 weeks. I personally think it will come out in around 3 to 4 weeks, though we always have to take into account the delays by Gaijin. That's why I added 2 more weeks for yeah. Then the Muh Desertion Penalddies. Yes, now here's the thing. This is not really a game mechanics thing, it's a psychological thing. There are people, there are randoms on the internet who don't have anything better in life than taking games too serious. And these randoms, they get completely attached to games and they don't have any self-esteem, and all their self-esteem is based on winning games on the internet. These people, they have a complete illogical, idiotic view on gaming. And these people think that leaving games is bad. And they don't have any arguments for that. All they have is biased opinions. And because these people, once again, don't have anything going on in their lives, they spend all their time on the internet spamming bullshit, demanding nonsense that bad, weak game designers take serious. Because they don't understand, because they lack understanding of how the community thinks and works, and also lack apparently basic statistical understanding, because then they would know such opinions are background noise. They're not data, they're background noise. But Gaijin, well, we know how Gaijin operates. Listen to these. So this is the history of why you have so-called desertion penalties. Now let's take a look. Does the next closest game to Enlisted, that's called Hell Let Loose, have desertion penalties? No. Is Hell Let Loose much more successful than Enlisted? Yes. Is Hell Let Loose a better game than Enlisted? Not really, ironically enough, but it's still a much better, more successful game. Even though it runs much worse on most computers. So Hell Let Loose, by all logic, should have fewer players than Enlisted. By all logic. And it's also not a free game. But the game has a much bigger player base. Why? 2 reasons. First, the player base is much less toxic, much more mature, and B, it's more intelligently managed. The game is overall has some questionable, very questionable design decisions, but it's still better managed because lots of the toxicity that is allowed and Enlisted is simply not there. And basic psychological understanding is applied. For example, if you have a penalty on a customer that you expect to pay money, the customer will tell you, fuck you. Yeah? And any serious person, any adult with lots of money who doesn't mind spending $50 every month on your stuff will tell you, fuck you. And the randoms who don't have anything going in their life, well, most of them will not spend $50 every month on your stuff. So these decisions are completely anti-customer and it's anti-Gaijin because you're gonna make less money with that. This is a loss for everyone. And the idiots who think this is good, like I literally made a video about I think a 40-minute discussion about desertion. So I recommend watch that. It's very in detail. And it's also fun to watch because I ranted a bit, so link below. Yeah, watch that if you want all the highly sophisticated explanations, all the nuances. Yeah, but short summary is, here's what you do instead, Gaijin. And I literally made a post just now before recording this video. Do what every intelligently designed game is doing. Instead of penalties, make incentives. Yes. And this is what this is what's even anthropologically proven. Instead of giving penalties to your workers, give them incentives, and they will work better. Yeah, don't penalize them for working bad. Give them incentives to work better, and they will create more, and you will make more money. This is how it works everywhere, unless you're dumb. So I proposed remove all of these dumb desertions, desertion penalties, and instead give players plus 20% free experience if they stay the complete game. So if you see in the end the battle score, after the game is finished, congratulations, you earned yourself plus 20%. And if you leave for some reason or whatever reason, then you don't lose anything, you just don't get the bonus. And everyone is happy. Literally everyone is happy. The only ones who are not happy are the mentally strange, like deranged randoms who think that they like who literally try to get power over other people on the internet by getting horny or on a game putting penalties on them. Like, come on, it's literally 2025. Are we still not talking about how the internet is full of completely mentally ill idiots? Yeah, so stop acting like normal people want something like this. Like everyone loses with this, especially Gaijin, and Gaijin can't afford losing because the game is already not in a good state. You need more players. And guess what players will see? If a new player sees this after having bad internet, he will say, what the fuck, I'm a new player, I had bad internet, I just lost my experience because of what? Because I get disconnected, or because there was a bug or something going on. Also, there's and there are anti-cheat, like many people said, and like every time there's a new update with Gaijin, there are lots of bugs, and you get disconnected, or the anti-cheat system starts not working properly. And I heard, depending on what computer you have and what system you have, you might get anti-cheat issues. I personally never had them, but people with other computers had them. And people even tested it. If you use your account on different computers, you might have the issues or not. So it's literally not your fault. But you still will get all of this nonsense. And the worst thing is, as it says, you will receive the minus 20 for the next 2 battles. So guess what this means? People will open the game, some bullshit happens, and they will say, oh, okay, I don't want to play for today anymore because I have this minus 20. Or guess what? I'm going to play another game. Fuck you, Gaijin. Yeah, like this is just stupid. I personally literally don't care. I will do whatever I want, and I don't care about this. Even if I wanted to grind something, I would say, yeah, fuck you, Gaijin, then I'm just going to play something else. Yeah, so this is literally not intelligent. This is dumb. This is straight up dumb. There's no other way to call it. And yeah, for those wondering, it does not stack. So if you leave 10 games in a row, it will always be this one sentence. The next 2 games you have minus 20. Now, guess what? My system that I propose is superior in every way, like, because it doesn't even give you any confusion about how it works. So yeah, okay. This is so much to this system. I originally hearted the system, and then I removed it because, like, I hearted this post, but then I removed the heart because I noticed, wait, like, what? Why? I hearted after just seeing that, and then I kept reading, and then I thought, oh my god. Like this is so bad for many players and so bad for the game. Everyone who hearts that just keeps Gaijin in the delusion that they're doing something good when they literally can't even copy paste the good stuff from other games. Like before you use your head, just copy paste the good stuff from others, because you will likely not come to better ideas than others. Yeah, so just make sure you don't fuck up. Just literally make sure you don't fuck up. Yeah. A surgeon also doesn't invent new surgeries. You just learn all the surgeries you can learn in university, because otherwise you would fuck up. But the same should go for gaming design. Yeah, you just don't fuck up. You just learn the good stuff from other games, and then you start inventing new stuff, because otherwise this nonsense happens. All right, and now More spicy stuff. Well, this is what we talked about. Oh, what is this, you ask? This is a leaked or hidden or whatever screenshot from the upcoming premium squads. And I'm gonna make it very short, it's nothing too exciting. We see exactly 5 dudes on both sides. Now, for some reason I counted 6 the first time, I don't know how. I guess I counted this as a weapon of a dude that's hidden in the smoke. But no, it's literally 5 dudes here and 5 dudes here. These look clearly German. And these look British. Some people said something Royal British something. Like British Marines. So these are like special forces. And they have guns. They look like Thompsons. So bought from America. But they have suppressors on. These are clearly STGs. Also with suppressors. So now let's combine all of this data. 5 dudes with suppressed weapons. This is clearly partisans or guerrillas. Yeah? So clearly that. And well, that's quite interesting. Because guerrillas cannot equip assault rifles usually. And many people said, yeah, I can't play guerrillas on high BR because they just don't deliver and squad is weak, no specialists and no strong weapon. I guess this solves the issue. Now I heavily hope these dudes come with very high perks. Because even if you give them 5 assault rifles, yeah, you can give assaulters also 5 assault rifles. Because usually you can all, like, even if it's just 4, it doesn't matter, you have still more specialists, but oftentimes you can give similar weapons or gold order weapons or whatever to another soldier and then you have the same. So partisans are severely inferior to assaulters and order squads on high BR. So these dudes need to have at least the perk number of assaulter force. I hope that's the case. And if I have low hopes though, because I know Gaijin constantly fucks up the perks. But if these dudes have very high perks, especially perks that allow for very fun gameplay, for example, ridiculously high green numbers, that would be cool. You could jump, you can run quickly, you can jump very high, you can crawl very quickly. This would be actually very fun special unit gameplay, but only if they have very, very high perk numbers, otherwise not. So yeah. This is going to be interesting to see. Also, these Thompsons need a high muzzle velocity. Otherwise, they will also not be playable on high BR. But yeah, let's see how this turns out. Also, these special forces usually have the background of the new mission, so the new map. Now, what do we see here? There was also a leak with a little image of a new map called Wald. Now, what is Wald? Wald means forest in German. And that's literally the name of the mission. And people said, oh, this must be Kursk. Definitely not, because Kursk was famous for being flat and having some hills. You don't get any forests in Kursk. Yeah? Absolutely not. Also, why would you give the Kursk region a German name? Literally doesn't make any sense at all. But you know what has German names? Well, German areas. So you literally get around the Hürtgen forest area, around the Ardennes offensive area, and around the time. Actually, before the Ardennes offensive in that case, you get literally the forest areas of Western Germany, which are very cool. I studied in one of the cities, which is surrounded basically completely by mountains and hills full of forests. And you can literally drive for 2 hours with a train and you only see forests. So very cool. I hope this will be a very big forest map, like lots of trees. That's what I mean. Because Enlisted, for some reason, doesn't give you trees. It gives you a bit of trees, but not a real forest. It gives you a bit of jungle, but not a real jungle. So this map could actually be a real forest map. So yeah, I can't wait to see that. This is quite cool. This, by the way, what every game needs: interesting leaks for hype. And no, these are not stolen, hacked, and an anonymous fortune hacker stuff. No, this is literally companies have learned, most of them 20 years too late, but at least finally, that you just drop leaks on the internet so people talk about your stuff on the internet and you get free advertisement from all sides because people share the discussions. This is how you create interesting hype. It's much more effective than paying PewDiePie 10 million to make a video about the game. Now you just leak interesting, hypey stuff. And yep, I like this leak. This is a cool leak. It gives you lots of data, lots of information. And yep, very nice, very interesting. And I think that's literally it. Yep, that's literally it. Yeah, so, alright. Let me know what you think and how hyped you are. I'm absolutely the opposite of hyped, but since my expectations for Enlisted aren't too high, since lots of weeks, I'm positive. I'm definitely optimistic, because I think this new map can actually be really good and really fun, and the map picking system can be actually also fun. And yep, if you don't like this desertion nonsense, literally spam posts on Reddit. Make spam posts on Reddit, upvote every post that has similar opinion about just deleting the stupid system and adding the plus 20% incentive system. Because then the player base will profit, because everyone will get more experience. I mean, literally, everyone will be happy about having more experience. And the game will be better, especially for new players, but also for veterans. Okay, drop a like. And, of course, share this video with others. And subscribe if you're new, to see what good stuff is coming soon, and also all the other cool strategy videos and guides and so on I have here. Until next time, goodbye.